Welcome to Dream Whisper. This is your time now, a time to release the weight of the day and step into a softer space within yourself. Take a slow, steady breath in through your nose and gently let it go through your mouth. With each breath, notice how your shoulders ease down, how your face relaxes, how your body grows heavier, supported by the surface beneath you. The outside world can wait. All the unfinished thoughts, the conversations, the small responsibilities, they can rest for now, placed gently at the edge of your awareness. You do not need to carry them here. In this space, there is no rush, no pressure, no demands. Time moves differently here. Time expands like a quiet lake at dusk, wide and still. In the distance, a light begins to appear. Not too bright, not dark, but the gentle glow of twilight, when day and night share the same sky. Within that glow, you notice a path stretching ahead. The path feels safe, calm, and inviting. Each breath you take draws you closer, until it seems your breathing and the rhythm of the path are one and the same. Listen carefully. The soft rustle of leaves drifts around you. A breeze brushes against your skin, cool and soothing. From above, faint birdsong calls out, familiar yet mysterious, a melody woven just for you. Together, these sounds become a lullaby of the forest, smoothing away the noise of your mind and guiding you deeper into calm. You stand now at the edge of an ancient woodland. The trees rise tall and steady, their roots buried deep in the earth. Beams of golden light spill between their branches, scattering onto the ground in delicate shapes. The path ahead invites you to enter, to explore, to rest. You take a step, then another. The soil beneath your feet feels soft, grounding, welcoming. With every step, your body feels lighter, your mind quieter, your breath deeper. Thoughts fall away like autumn leaves, drifting down to rest on the forest floor. You are simply walking, and letting go, moving closer to the ease of sleep. A sense of wonder stirs within you. This journey holds something special, a secret waiting to be discovered. But there is no need to rush. The forest teaches patience. All that matters is the gentle rhythm of your steps, the calm air filling your lungs, and the safe stillness that surrounds you. Ahead, a gate shimmers in your imagination. Half open, it waits for you. You pause for a moment, breathing deeply, in and out, again once more. And with every breath, the gate opens wider. A quiet certainty rises inside. You are ready to step through. Ready to drift into a world of calm discovery, where sleep welcomes you with open arms. As you cross the threshold of the gate, the forest welcomes you. The path beneath your feet is gentle, its surface cushioned with fallen leaves that whisper softly under each step. The trees rise on either side like quiet guardians. Their trunks are marked with age, yet they seem alive with presence, as though they have been waiting for you. Sunlight filters down through the canopy, breaking into golden fragments that dance across the ground. The shifting patterns remind you of a tapestry, woven moment by the light itself. Every patch of brightness feels like a gentle invitation and assurance that you are safe, that you are meant to be here. You breathe in deeply, filling your lungs with the fragrance of the woodland. There is the earthy scent of moss, the freshness of damp bark, and the faint sweetness of blossoms carried on the breeze. With each breath, something inside you loosens. You breathe out slowly, and with that breath, the weight of the day seems to dissolve further, fading like mist. The forest begins to reveal its song. High above, branches sway and leaves rustle together like a soft chorus. From somewhere in the distance, a bird calls a song that feels both new and ancient. Nearby, the faint scurry of a small animal adds its note. The sounds blend together until they form a melody, one that soothes your mind and carries you deeper into calm. Ahead, the path bends toward a stream. The water glides over smooth stones, its voice a gentle murmur. You kneel and dip your fingers into the current. The coolness travels up through your hand, into your arm, and settles in your chest. For a moment, it feels as if the stream is rinsing your thoughts clean, leaving only clarity and quiet behind. You watch as ripples spread outward, each one carrying away the last traces of tension. Lifting your gaze, you notice an opening in the canopy above. A shaft of sunlight pours through, warm against your face. You close your eyes and stand still, letting that warmth sink into you like a blanket. Time seems to pause. In this moment, there is no past to return to, no future to anticipate, only the simplicity of now. When your eyes open again, you see that the path continues along the stream, winding deeper into the heart of the forest. Something within you stirs. It is not fear, but curiosity, a gentle pull that invites you forward. The forest seems to be whispering to you, asking you to follow, promising that what lies ahead will reveal itself when the time is right. You rise, steady and calm, and step once more onto the path. Each footfall feels lighter, as if the forest itself is carrying some of your weight. You walk slowly, peacefully, without hurry. The journey has only just begun, and already you feel yourself drifting further into ease, closer to the soft embrace of sleep. The path carries you upward, winding slowly through the trees until the forest begins to thin. The air grows lighter here, filled with the freshness of height. You notice how each step feels steadier than the last, as if the ground itself is guiding you towards something extraordinary, and then you see it. Stretched across a wide gorge ahead is a bridge, not built of stone or wood alone, but woven from both matter and light. Its surface shimmers faintly, as if threads of sunlight and moonlight have been braided together to form each plank. The bridge does not seem to demand bravery. Instead, it welcomes you with a quiet, promise-safe passage, gentle and sure. You pause at its edge, breathing in deeply. The air here is cool, tinged with the scent of pine and distant rain. Exhaling slowly, you place one foot upon the bridge. At once, a subtle vibration rises through your body, not alarming but harmonizing, adjusting your rhythm to match the bridge's own. It feels as though the structure is alive, attuned to every step you take. Beneath you, the valley stretches wide and silent. Far below, you can see herds of creatures moving slowly, their presence steady, like the beat of a distant drum. Yet their weight does not disturb you. Up here, their echoes soften, becoming part of the lullaby of the world. The wind passes over the bridge in a gentle sweep, brushing across your face like a reassuring hand. As you walk farther, the middle of the bridge opens into a pausa place where you can simply stand and look. You rest your palms on the glowing rail, close your eyes and breathe in hold and release. With every cycle, your breath aligns with the pulse beneath your feet. Thought fades. What remains is only presence, the truth that you are here, balanced between earth and sky. When you open your eyes again, the far side of the bridge glows softly with a new light. There, a stone archway rises, etched with markings that resemble the shapes you saw before, two half circles, now closer than ever. The symbols shimmer faintly, whispering of connection, of union without force. You approach with calm curiosity, feeling the pull of gentle wonder. Stepping beneath the arch, the bridge hums one final time beneath your feet, as if offering the blessing. Then silence returns, deep and restful. On the other side, the path broadens into a quiet clearing, bathed in silver light. You pause, allowing your body to absorb the calm of this new place. The journey continues, yet you are in no hurry. For now, it is enough to feel the strength of the bridge still within you, the sense of being held, carried, and guided. As you take your next step into the clearing, you realize that every part of this world is drawing you deeper into ease. And with each step, you drift closer, gently closer, to sleep. Beyond the arch, the path opens into a vast garden unlike any you have ever seen. It is not bound by season or hour. Here, blossoms of spring share the air with the colors of autumn leaves. Buds and fallen petals rest together on the same branch, as though time itself has slowed to a gentle circle. The very air feels hushed, filled with a timeless calm. You step carefully onto the garden's soft grass. Each blade glows faintly in the silver light, bending without breaking beneath your feet. Around you, trees stretch their arms in quiet harmony. Their trunks hum with a low vibration, almost like the steady tick of a clock slowed to the pace of a heartbeat. Along a stone pathway, you notice fruit hanging from branches, but these are no ordinary fruits. You reach toward one, and in its glow, you glimpse a morning from your childhood. A doorway opening, sunlight spilling across a familiar floor, a sound of laughter echoing like a bell. You breathe in, and when you exhale, the vision softens and returns to the tree. It leaves behind only warmth, as if the memory has been gifted back to you in gentler form. Further ahead, 3 smaller paths branch away from the main one. Each has a stone marker at its entrance. The first is marked return. The second, wait. The third, continue. You pause, feeling the weight of choice. Though no choice here is final, something draws you to the path of waiting, where a simple bench rests beneath a willow tree. You sit. The bench feels shaped for you, its surface neither hard nor soft, but exactly what you need. You place your hands on your knees, close your eyes, and breathe. The willow sways above, each movement stirring the air like the pages of an unseen book. And you notice something on the ground. Footprints, small ones, light and playful, side by side with larger, steady steps. They do not overlap, but move together. You realize, quietly, that they are your younger self and your older self walking side by side, each keeping their own rhythm, neither rushing the other. The thought brings a calm smile to your face. For a moment, the weight of time itself seems to lift. You understand that here, in this garden, every version of you belongs, past, present, and future, each one resting together, like the petals on a single branch. When you open your eyes again, the path ahead glimmers softly. The marker of continue seems brighter now, as though it has been waiting for this moment. You rise from the bench, touch the trunk of the willow in gratitude, and step once more onto the path. The garden breathes with you as you walk on, reminding you that time is not something to hold tightly, but something to rest within. And with each step forward, your body grows heavier, your mind quieter, as sleep comes closer, gentle and sure. The path winds gently out of the garden of time and leads you toward a small doorway hidden in the hillside. Its wooden frame is smooth and warm to the touch, as though many hands have opened it before. You step inside and find yourself in a quiet workshop lit by the glow of lanterns. Shelves line the walls, filled with jars that seem to hum with unseen energy. Each jar holds something different: glimmers of restful breath, swirls of light shoulders, clouds of peaceful silence. The labels are written not in words, but in sensations, felt in your chest as your eyes move across them. In the center of the room, a single chair waits beside a small table. You sit, and the chair molds to your body, supporting you perfectly, easing every muscle. The air grows warmer, and from the corner of the room, a presence begins to emerge. The Dream Master appears, not with a face or form you can fully describe, but with a calm that fills the space like water in a vessel. The Master does not speak at first, but simply listens to your breath, as though hearing the music of your chest. Then, in a voice soft and steady, the Master says, "Sleep is not something you chase, it is a guest." You open the door gently, and it enters without sound, leaving its shoes quietly at the threshold. The words settle deep within you, clear and simple. The Master lifts a jar from the shelf labeled Deep Breath and opens it slightly. The air shifts rich and grounding, like earth after rain. "Breathe with me," the Master says. You inhale slowly for 4 counts, pause for 2, and release for 6. You repeat, and with each breath, the knot at the base of your neck loosens. Tension falls away like dust from a shaken cloth. From another shelf, the Master takes a small pouch filled with weightless stones. "These are thought chimes," the Master explains. "Hold one, turn it in your hand, and notice how your mind shifts. The loudest thought falls quiet, the most gentle rises." You pick one up, turning it slowly between your fingers. At once, a noisy concern fades into silence, while a single calm thought, simply the word rest, floats gently upward. You smile, realizing the stone has not added anything. It has only reminded you of what was always there. The Dream Master nods. "When you leave, do not carry what you do not need. Carry only release. Carry only softness." The lantern light dims slightly, as if the workshop itself is exhaling. You rise, thanking the Master with a glance, and place the thought stone back into the pouch. The chair pulls away gently, returning to its stillness. As you step through the doorway once more, the shelves glow faintly, blessing your departure. Outside, the path is waiting, lit by a tender twilight. You walk on, with the Master's words echoing softly in your chest. With every step, the forest feels lighter, and you sink deeper into calm. Sleep is not far. Sleep is already walking beside you. The twilight path leads you to the mouth of a cavern, but this is no ordinary cave. From within spills a glow, soft yet steady, not blinding but luminous, like dawn captured inside stone. You step closer, and as you enter, the air changes. It is cool but not cold, filled with the faint scent of rain and something brighter, like air purified by light itself. There are no shelves carved into the walls, no books bound in leather or paper. Instead, the library lives in layers of radiance. Strands of light hang in the air, drifting like pages suspended mid-turn. Each strand hums faintly, and when you reach out, your fingertips do not touch words, but the spaces between them. The silence here is the language, written in pauses and rests, in the stillness that allows breath to flow. As you walk deeper, the light shifts in color. Some layers glow gold, warm and steady. Others shimmer silver, calm and cool. Still others are blue, translucent and soothing, like reflections on water. Each hue seems to carry its own story, not told aloud, but felt directly within you. A golden strand fills you with strength. A silver one quiets your thoughts. A blue one spreads ease through your chest, as though your heartbeat has found a gentler rhythm. High above, the ceiling of the cavern glistens with frozen clarity. It appears as if ice or crystal lines its surface, and through it, beams of daylight filter down in soft shafts. They scatter like prisms, painting the air with fleeting rainbows, and in that shifting spectrum, you glimpse something familiar, the same symbol you saw before, two half circles, now touching, forming a complete shape. You step beneath it, and for a moment, a small certainty anchors within you. You feel whole, as if the missing pieces of your journey have quietly found their place. At the heart of the library, the light gathers into a single pool, not liquid, not solid, more like a mirror of radiance. You kneel beside it and see not your reflection, but a presence of calm waiting within. The light does not speak, yet you understand. Wisdom is not only in what is known, but in what is allowed to remain quiet. You breathe with the pool, in slow and steady, out. With each breath, the light pulses softly, as if joining you in rhythm. You linger for a while, letting the silence settle inside you. Then, gently, you rise. As you turn to leave, the strands of light part slightly, creating a pathway of shimmering glow. They do not cling or resist. They simply guide. When you step back into the twilight outside, the air feels different. The quiet of the library lingers in your chest, like a candle softly glowing long after you've left the flame behind. The path stretches ahead once more, inviting you to continue your journey deeper into peace. Each step carries you closer to rest, closer to the gentle pull of sleep. The path winds downward, carrying you through tall grass and whispering trees until the air shifts again. You hear it first, a faint hush, like voices speaking far away. Then the trees part, and before you lies a lake. Its waters are smooth as glass, shimmering with ripples of sound. This is no ordinary water. This is a lake that reflects not images, but echoes. You step closer to the shore, and the hush grows clearer. The lake does not repeat words. Instead, it holds fragments of sound, laughter, sighs, hums. As you listen, you realize these are pieces of your own days. A quiet laugh from long ago, the sound of a gentle breath, even the faint rhythm of your own heartbeat mirrored back to you, steady and calm. You kneel by the water's edge and dip your hand into the surface. The ripples spread outward, carrying with them a fragment of thought you hadn't noticed. The lake receives it without judgment, softening it, and soon the surface is smooth again. You feel lighter, as if the water has lifted a burden you no longer need. Nearby, a narrow stone path stretches across the water toward a small island. The stones rise just above the surface, each one steady, each one waiting for your step. You place one foot forward, and the water stirs faintly but holds you. With each step, you feel echoes, rising moments of your life replayed not with weight, but with gentleness. A doubt softened into acceptance. A memory of effort transformed into calm. Reaching the island, you find a single stone seat. You sit. The lake spreads around you like a great circle of listening. You breathe in slowly, and as you exhale, the lake exhales too, sending rings of ripples outward. For a moment, you and the water breathe together, two rhythms blending into one. Above, the sky darkens to indigo, and stars appear, mirrored in the lake's surface. Yet when you look closely, you see that the stars on the water flicker differently, as though they are not reflections, but echoes of light memories of the sky itself. The thought soothes you. Everything leaves an echo, but echoes are softer, gentler, easier to hold. You rise from the seat, place your hand on the air above the water, and feel its quiet pulse. The lake does not ask you to remember everything. It only asks you to release, to let sound and thought dissolve into softness. You nod in silent gratitude. Crossing back along the stones, you feel calmer, as if each echo you leave behind makes more space within you. At the shore, you glance once more across the wide circle of water. The lake is calm again, still listening, still holding. You step back onto the forest path. The sound of the water fades, but its lesson remains. Even the loudest noise becomes gentle when it returns as an echo. With each step forward, you feel yourself growing heavier with rest, lighter with peace. Sleep is near now, so near you can almost hear it breathing beside you. The path leads you away from the lake, winding upward through tall pines that sway gently in the night air. The forest has grown quiet now. The songs of birds have faded, and even the breeze moves with a slower rhythm, as though it too is ready to rest. Each step feels steady and deliberate, as though your body knows it is walking toward a place of completion. Ahead, you notice a small clearing. The ground is soft, covered with moss that glows faintly in the starlight. At the far side of the clearing rests a shallow cave, its entrance framed by stones smoothed by time. You step closer, feeling drawn to its shelter. Inside, the air is cool, but safe. You gather a few pieces of wood, and with a spark, a fire begins to glow. Its light dances along the walls. You sit near the entrance, watching the flames rise and fall. The fire warms your skin, and its steady crackle fills the silence with comfort. Beyond the cave, the valley stretches wide, mountains on either side outlined in silver. You see the faint mist rising from the lake in the distance, curling upward to join the night sky. Everything feels vast, yet gentle. You know you are part of it, carried by it. The horse that has accompanied you lies just outside the cave, curling into the moss. Its breath rises and falls, slow and rhythmic, like the tide upon a distant shore. The sound reassures you. You are not alone on this journey. You are held in quiet company, safe in the rhythm of rest. You lie back on a bed of leaves and moss you have gathered, letting the fire's glow flicker across your eyelids. Shadows shift across the stone ceiling, moving like a quiet play that performs only for you. Your eyelids grow heavier, blinking more slowly, until each blink lasts longer than the one before. The forest outside has grown completely still. Only the fire remains, pulsing with warmth. You let your breathing fall into rhythm with it, with the glow out with the fading crackle. Each exhale draws you deeper, softer, more at ease. Above, stars scatter across the black sky. Some twinkle faintly, others burn steady. They remind you of all the steps you've taken, all the places you've seen on this journey. Yet, as you gaze, you realize you don't need to hold them. Like echoes in the lake, they remain even if you release them. What stays with you is the calm, the ease, the quiet wisdom that has settled deep inside. You close your eyes fully now. The fire continues to whisper its lullaby, and the horse breathes steadily outside. The world beyond the cave fades to silence. All that remains is the warmth on your skin, the softness beneath you, and the heaviness of your eyelids. Sleep is here, not chasing, not forcing, only arriving. It slips gently through the open door of your mind, leaving its shoes at the threshold. And as it enters, you let go completely, sinking into the vast comfort of night. You are safe. You are home.